Great Britain tourists arrive in New Zealand as underdogs for a 3-test series and provincial game, starting with the President's 13 side in the North Island city of Napier. They then move south to Christchurch, then back to the North Island for their first major provincial game against an Auckland 13. The tourists then meet the under-24 New Zealand Colts in Hamilton before the first test in Palmerston North. Wellington finished the month before the tourists moved to the Maori stronghold of Rotorua to face a fierce Maori 13. New Plymouth is the venue for the final provincial game before the final 2 test matches. Great Britain received their first taste of New Zealand rugby's harder side during the opening moments of their game against Auckland. It set the mood for the rest of the match.
Betts is not happy. The referee's in there. Oh, real flare up here. Mike Gregory throwing punches. Tomovavi in there with a right as well. Bit of a messy scene there.
The referee's very getting right in the middle of it. He must have copped one himself nearly.
Two skippers here. 2 skippers.
Wants to have words now for sure, obviously. Very vocal referee, this one.
Mike Gregory, the Great Britain skipper. Brian McLennan, the Auckland skipper.
You do the same.
Well, the penalty has been awarded to Great Britain.
Here's a replay. You can see the arm swinging in here from Peter Rapati. Had to be a penalty.
Strikes it pretty well. No mistake. First points on the board at Carlaw Park. Great Britain leading Auckland by 2 points to 0. We've had 6 minutes of play in the first half. 5 metres inside Auckland territory now. This is Powell down the line. Got away from a couple. A good run by Powell. He offloads. This time it's Dermott. Run over the top 2. Jonathan Davis. He took it pretty well, but it was forward. Rod Barty. Tangaloa down the blind side, twisting and turning. A good run by the second rower. Auckland still only have 12 men on the ground as Peter Ropati runs from dummy half.
Come on, clear him.
Prop forward.
Clear him.
C. Solomona is in the dressing room getting some stitches to a head wound as they spin it wide. Tawaru and Nikau out to Panapa. He had men outside. He likes to try and find a way. Up the middle, over it goes now to Paddy Tomovavi. Throws to dummy Tomovavi. Has he got the legs to get away? He gets it out to Mike Patton. That's a great try to Auckland. Yes, good work. Mike Patton, the try scorer.
Great work there.
That's a better kick by Brown. Is it going to come in? It's hit the upright and it's straight between the uprights. That's better. Well, he can breathe easy now. There's the try scorer, Mike Patton. The try converted by Peter Brown. 6 points to 2. Auckland leading at Carlaw Park. 20 minutes gone in the first half. It was Peter Brown, the Auckland prop, who took a quick tap, and the referee pulled him back. So now we see the scrum. So Auckland making a mess of that opportunity. But gee, there's plenty of niggle in this match one. Great Britain really fired up. Auckland fired up now. This is England. Makes it to the quarter line. Oh, Solomona over the top with a heavy tackle. Dermott at dummy half. Roy Powell. 18 metres out. Auckland leading by 6 points to 2. Bobby Goulding out to Mike Gregory. The double round with Goulding. He finds some space out there. Dennis Betts a chance here. Out it goes to Calvin Skerrett, I think it is. He's in for the try. Jonathan Davis trying to add the extra points. Fairly handy position. And it's straight between the uprights. So Great Britain back in front, leading by 8 points to 6 after 21 minutes of play in the first half. So that's going to fire Great Britain up even more, but this is an Auckland ball, so they were let off the hook there. There's Mike Patton. Midway between the half-quarter line, Auckland territory. Tony Tomovavi takes the tackle of Schofield and Gregory. Peter Ropati from dummy half. He's got a bit of room up the middle. No support there at the moment though, but a good run by Ropati. The man improves as he gets on in years.
Did the wise thing, held on to it.
Brian McLennan, the long one. Over it goes now to Ropati, bouncing onto it pretty well. He got away from one. Ropati still going. Out now to Solomona. Davis is there. Solomona's going to drag Davis along though. 20 metres out from the line. The crowd really getting behind Auckland now as they get down with a bit of a chance. Here's Nikau, throws a dummy up to Panapa. Sam Panapa is in. The crowd roars. Put that one down too. backing up from Panama. And good leading work there from Tawaruneka. Auckland 10, Great Britain 8. Peter Brown right in front of the uprights. This time he makes no mistakes. Auckland 12, Great Britain 8. We've had 28 minutes of play in the first half. England plays it now on the quarter line, his own territory. Oh, good dummy from dummy half. There's Martin Dermott now. And there's more.
It's on again in a big way here.
Back here, it's Kelvin Skerritt in there. Dennis Betts throwing punches on Tony Tuamavavi while he's being held.
This is the worst fight of the game. This is worse than the ones earlier on.
Get out!
Tony Tuamavavi's the one who went berserk. The linesman couldn't report to him who the Auckland player was who was in the fight. We could all see pretty clearly up here.
Okay, this is Skerritt taking plenty of Auckland defenders. Now it's the Aucklanders well and truly fired up on defence. Good run from Dermott from dummy half, but eventually the gap closed. 2 metres inside Auckland territory. And it's Auckland leading by 12 points to 8. Skerritt out to Dennis Betts. He's got his hands free. Gets it out to Roy Powell. But Mann is over there with Galbraith. And now here's a penalty to Great Britain.
Get out! Get out back! Get out back!
There it goes again.
Everywhere over there now. They're actually chasing each other. This is absolutely ridiculous. Okay.
This is disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful.
Now really, if Ken Blacklock is any sort of referee and the touch judges are doing their job, they're going to have to sort this out now. Well, here we go again. The referee's talking to both skippers. He's spoken to them about 5 or 6 times that I can remember. I think it's time for someone to have a bit of a spell in the Sinbin at least.
George is in the bin for 5 minutes. The penalty goes to Great Britain. That's the line-umpire's report, all right? 5 minutes. Right? Number 7.
Blackford's going to put Galbraith in the bin for 5 minutes, and Gregory does not think that's good enough.
Roy Powell. Straight up the middle goes the big man from Leeds. That's the halfway line. Auckland 12, Great Britain 8. Bobby Goulding, little chip over the top, and a good kick. It's going to fall the way of Gary Schofield. This should be a try. Graham Stedman, they won't get him. He's in. Classy work by Great Britain. Caught the Auckland defence napping. So it's all square at Carlaw Park. Jonathan Davis, a prolific point scorer. This is well within his range. Strikes it beautifully, but this time it's away to the right. Timed it well, looked good, but just swung away at the last moment. 12 all. 12 all to score. 7 minutes gone in the second half. With the survival of the fittest today. Galbraith, McLennan, Tony Tuamavavi. Couldn't get his hands free. He had a couple of men over on the outside.
Just a bit slow slipping it there. There seemed to be a gap open about half a second earlier.
Now Roy Party from dummy half. 10 metres out. McLennan throws the dummy. He won't find a way through. Dixon is there to wrap him up. Along with England. Now, Tuamavavi out to C. Solomona standing wide, the big prop. Gibson ready to pull him down. 2 metres out. Galbraith at dummy half. They're going to go the open side through Roy Party.
Oh, come on.
Nick Howe throws it back to Gary Schofield waiting for it. Well, Gary Schofield's nickname is the Poacher because he's made so many intercepts in his time. Gibson not effectively held. Gets up and runs another 10 metres before he runs into Tami Tangaloa.
Great tackle, Tangaloa.
Dermott from dummy half. 12 all. Dixon. Stedman now. Left-footed kick, turning the Aucklanders around. It'll find the open spaces back near the quarter line, Auckland territory, and Paddy Tuamavavi picks it up. Gets it out to Warren Mann, that's forward. Oh, bad mistake. Nick out, 10 metres inside Great Britain territory. Peter Roy Party making good ground again from dummy half. Out to Galbraith. He throws this dummy. Where's the support for the halfback? Goulding is there, his opposite number. Now here's a penalty to Auckland. crowd like it. And Ken Blackland, the referee from Canterbury, has given Bobby Goulding 5 minutes in the sin bin. Peter Brown takes a quick tap for Auckland now. Out it goes to Nick Gow. Over the top to Mike Patton. Patton throws a dummy. He's lost the ball. Why didn't they kick for goal? I know it's easy to say that in hindsight, but it was in well and truly in Peter Brown's goal-kicking range, but they elected the quick tap, and it didn't pay off.
That's dumb football.
12 all the score now. Great Britain down to 12 men with Bobby Goulding into the sin bin for 5 minutes.
Going for the forward pass there.
England, midway between the halfway and the quarter line. Now a chance with Dennis Betts over the halfway line with a bit of room to move. He's got Alan Tate coming up on the outside. The former Scottish international has thrown it back to nobody, but it's been picked up now by Gibson. Play-ons as a referee. Stedman's there, and he'll be crunched. But now Great Britain with a chance. They've got Auckland stretched at the moment. Gary Schofield can't get away from Solomona, but he gets it back inside to Mike Gregory. He throws it back to Gibson, and the Auckland defence just managing to hold on. Stab at a dummy half. He's going to kick it through. It'll be dived upon in goal by the Aucklanders, and so we'll have a goal-mouth dropout. Filmavavi, not the best of kicks, and picked up by Dixon. He's taken it to about 15 metres out from the Auckland line.
Pathetic dropout.
Keith England. Dermott back down to Goulding. Back from the sin bin. Dermott at dummy half. Great Britain only 10 metres out. Mike Gregory back inside to Gary Schofield trying to find a way through. Can he get the ball down? No, he's held up. Only a metre out. Goulding out now to Betts. Dennis Betts turning in the tackle, the second rower. I think if anyone deserves the try, it would be Dennis Betts. He's had a strong game today for my liking.
Good defence there from Nico, though.
Now it's Schofield, throws a dummy, Gary Schofield. He can't find a way through there. Tuamavavi around the legs, and that's the 5th tackle. So Auckland holding on at the moment. It's 12 all at Carlo Park through Goulding. There goes the drop goal. That's straight between, so good thinking by Bobby Goulding. Great Britain hit the front. 13 points to 12. Great Britain 13, Auckland 12 after 20 minutes in the second half. Now this is Paddy Tuamavavi. Oh, good tackle there from Alan Tate, the former Scottish rugby international. Oh, and a good run from Sammy Panapa. They say he's the fastest man in New Zealand Rugby League, and he got away from a poor tackle from Big Sam Panapa, and he's in. Yes, that's a try.
Great try.
That's a good try.
Carl Gibson might look at himself. How did he not put him into touch?
This Carlo Park crowd rising to the feet. A difficult one for Peter Brown. Just inside the touchline. No, it's away to the right. Didn't hit it very well at all. But it's still Auckland leading 16 points to 13. We've had 23 minutes in the second half. Tate at dummy half. Keith England. Oh, got a good pass back there to Dermott. Back inside now. It goes to Dixon. The replacement forward. Dermott from dummy half. Bev up from fullback. He's not going to find a way through. He'll take the tackle. 8 metres short of halfway. Goulding to Gregory. He straightens. Been wrapped up by Brown and Leota. 2 metres short of halfway. Auckland leading 16 points to 13. Or a good hit there from Tony Tuamavavi. And Great Britain standing a bit flat-footed. This is Chris Bibb. McLennan has him. Bibb got a pass along the ground. A chance now for Patton. And he's got Peter Ropati inside. Where's the support? Back it goes down to Mike Patton. This must be a try. It's 2-on-1. Mike Patton through the dummy.
Oh.
He had Tawiraneka Nickau untouched outside. A penalty coming up to Auckland, but that should have been a try. Brown taking plenty of time. Struck it pretty well. The crowd likes it. The flags go up. So it's Auckland leading by 18 points to 13, and we have about 7 minutes of play remaining. Great Britain needing a converted try. Brian McLennan. Peter Brown. Quick hands out to Ivar Ropati. He got it back to his brother, Peter. Looked marginally forward, that one, but the referee says play on.
Looked as bad as some of the others.
Now switch of play from McLennan. Ivar Ropati, there's numbers up on the far side. Peter Brown, the prop, over the top it goes to Mike Patton. He stood Chris Libup, got it back inside to Tawera Nickau. That's the ball game. I think it's all over here. Auckland have well and truly wrapped it up for my money. Tawera Nickau, look at the Aucklanders, the crowd applauding them, and they're happy.
Hey, wonderful try, wonderful stuff.
Peter Brown this time is right in front. No mistake. Auckland 24, Great Britain 13 after that converted try. The try scorer, Tawera Nickau.
So, a disappointing result for the tourists, but they fared better against a New Zealand Colt side, winning 22-10 on the eve of the first test in Palmerston North. The Colts game was a tourist try-scoring ability in the light of some criticism in that area of their game. A capacity crowd turned out to witness the match under perfect playing conditions, so let's take a look at the lineup. If the forward line can get the ball back to Lydon and Gibson, they're going to play an important, if not crucial, role in this game. And Davies' kicking ability, it's going to be important as well. Gregory up front will be leading the Great Britain side. In the New Zealand team, Freeman, number 7, is going to play an important role in the backs, as is the new boy in the team, Nickau, number 11, a great kicker. The forwards are very strong for the New Zealand side, and that could be a crucial difference in the game. Before the match, the New Zealanders go through their much-practiced pre-game ritual, a Maori war dance called the haka.
In line, in position for the haka here at the Palmerston North Showgrounds. The sun is shining.
And I think, Greg, the British will resist this challenge.
Bring up Pakia!
The notoriously partisan New Zealand crowd are impressed, but the UK skipper remained unperturbed, and all was set for an exciting first test.
And I think, Greg, the first priority here for Great Britain will be to get a hold of this ball, steady it down, play through 5 or 6 tackles, and then put this ball deep downfield.
Crunch. Good defence there from the New Zealanders on Keith England, the prop.
And here it goes, Greg.
Joe Lydon turning the New Zealanders around. Panapa put it down. It's gone forward. Well, the referee says that it went forward after it went backwards first of all, so work that one out.
Well, I must confess it looked a knock on to me, Greg, but the referee's in charge, and that's good cover from Great Britain already. There's a liveliness about this pack.
It took 4 New Zealanders there to bring Kimonino down. They're certainly marking him. Peter Brown, first touch of the ball, a good confident run by the big prop. Penalty in the opening minute of this match, not allowing Peter Brown to get up and play the ball, so the first penalty to New Zealand. This is Brent Todd, the Canberra Raider. 10 metres inside Great Britain territory. Peter Brown. Gregory over the top and Dixon underneath. Mann having a dart from dummy half. 20 metres inside Great Britain territory.
Great Britain forwards moving up very, very quickly here, covering these rucks.
Dean Clark got away from Schofield, got away from Betts. Dean Clark, here's a great run from the standoff.
That's a good cover tackle.
That's the
Very
quarter
good.
line. Freeman spinning it wide. Mann Along with up to Hugh McGann. Up over the quarter line goes McGann. Where's the support? He gets it out to Nico. Nico out to Sam Panapa. Panapa is in the corner. What a start for New Zealand. Sam Panapa, the Aucklander. They spun it wide. And he's one of the best finishers in New Zealand at this stage.
Well,
Great try.
You can certainly say that. I saw this lad score 2 at Carlow Park. He's a strong lad. Former Sheffield Eagles player back home there in England. But that certainly was some try. But just notice here, McGann, he's not picked up early enough. Keith England turns his back on him. And here is the Panapa. Good pass from Nick Howe. Chris Bibb knocked off. Well, he must rue the sight of this lad, Panapa. That's twice in a week he's knocked him off.
Look at that. Actually, more weight in the Great Britain side. 3 kilos heavier.
That's a good kick. O'Fire's on it. Oh, the bounce beat him. But in fact, I've seen O'Fire score tries like that for Widnes.
Good pass out of the support. Bibb.
That was good rugby. That was well judged by Schofield.
Now it's Gregory. Here's a chance for Great Britain. Let's see what they can do. They've been under pressure in the opening part of this match. Bobby Goulding, the run round with Betts. He has a go on his own. Dennis Betts up to the quarter line.
Really, Great Britain should be pushing this out wide, having a forward or two coming off the third or fourth receiver.
Gary Schofield got away from one. Here's a chance for Great Britain. They've got a man over on the far side, and he's in. Jonathan Davis will score. What a great comeback by Great Britain.
Superb try. We pushed it wide for the first time. It was the first real threat we had, and let it all came from that kick. Good play here. Good quick passing, and Gary Schofield strong. Shrugs off the standoff Dean Clark, and the perfectly judged ball. And of course, Jonathan Davis, he doesn't miss opportunities like this. 4 points, and he keeps up his point scoring record, this lad.
4-all the score at the Palmerston North Showgrounds, the first ever rugby league test in the city. And Bobby Goulding with a kick over the top, but his opposite number Gary Freeman was back there. Read it pretty well, Freeman. Now Panapa pushed off one. G's playing with a lot of confidence, Sam Panapa.
Interesting to see Coach Bob Bailey using these 2 wingmen coming in midfield all the time. The 2 big men, they can do the job of the forwards. Give a couple of forwards a rest.
Mark Otto, 10 metres short of halfway. Freeman. Out wide.
That's a beautiful
good ball out to Dean Clark in the open. He's got Freeman back inside. Where's the other support? Freeman throws the dummy. Gibson has bled it over on the far side though. 10 metres out. Freeman, Nick Howe, double round with Freeman. They've got a line up out wide. Dean Clark, Tony Kemp gets a good ball out to Kevin Hill. One over the top to his brother Tony. They went along the ground, and that gave the opposition the opportunity to get over there. Now this is Brent Todd settling it 10 metres out from the line. Here's a penalty this time to New Zealand. Struck it pretty well, the crowd likes it.
Well, that looked a queer kick. I think it was a very nervous goal kicker out there in Peter Brown. He didn't really strike it well, but somehow it went over, and it's the 2 points that count. 6 points to 4 for New Zealand.
Freeman, the blind side, Dean Clark. Wrapped up, 20 metres short of halfway. This is Tawera Nikau.
That's a good tackle. Good tackle there from Martin Dermott.
Peter Brown came off Mike Gregory, and play on says the referee. Now Tony Hino, the big man's got a bit of room to move. Tony Kemp.
Oh, superb. Now then.
To pass it back to Dwayne Mann, still going, keeping it alive. Tawera Nikau, Sam. No, it's not. It's Kevin Hino, and he gets it down just in time. A try.
Well, that was a magnificent pass from Dwayne Mann, and once again showed you the size of Hero, the power of Hero. He's the danger man. He was able to keep up. But you know, in this movement, let's see this tackle by Gary Schofield. Is he actually down? Is that a tackle? Well, his knees are on the ground. That could be adjudged a tackle. I wonder whether Mr. Manson's right or wrong there. That's a beautiful pass from Dwayne Mann. Hero has the ball. It takes sheer strength here now. It's the Greyhound, but Hero keeps in.
The 5th tackle. Peter Brown tries the grubber kick. The fire's back there. Let's see what the Speedster can do here. Got a wall of Kiwis in front of him. Oh, gets a good ball out to Bibb.
That was good play.
Bobby Goulding almost to the halfway. Schofield gets through the gap. Schofield gets it out to Paul Dixon, his Leeds teammate. He gets it over there to Carl Gibson, and Carl Gibson will have too much space. He'll race away and score.
That's good. Superb try from Carl Gibson, and Great Britain did well to keep the movement going there. Martin O'Fire back downfield receiving attention, but that's put a bit of heart into one or two of the British lads in that stand.
Just look, more or less came from nothing.
Well, it was Schofield again. It was Schofield who made the first try. Good run from Paul Dixon, the Leeds prop come second row, and Gibson. He took that well. The race here with Panaper, but Gibson's going. There's no stopping him. Good try, and the try that Great Britain needed.
Jonathan Davis with a chance now to equalise. Strikes it well. It's locked up at 10-all at the Palmerston Showgrounds.
After a hard first term with some good play from both sides, the scores were locked at 10-all going into the break. We rejoined play early in the second half.
Roy Powell can't offload.
I think Malreel is very concerned. It's very difficult when to know when to put a substitute on or not, because of course you could use a substitute up and then you get a very serious injury and he's struggling.
Well, this is the fifth tackle now. What have Great Britain got up their sleeve for this set of six? A drop goal, yes. And between, the deadlock has been broken by Gary Schofield, the second attempt at a field goal today, and that's going to certainly give them plenty of confidence. It's Great Britain leading New Zealand by 11 points to 10.
And this was well worth the drop goal. Gary Schofield, the master, the expert, perfectly positioned.
It's important for Great Britain's chances if they just hold on to this ball. But can the Kiwis come back and steal this one? Oh, good ball back to Dennis Betts there. Tawera Nikau is going to throw him into the turf. Now Gary Schofield, a kick over the top. Here's a chance now for Great Britain to well and truly wrap it up. He had a man on the outside but elected to throw it on the inside. Play on, says the referee. The chase is on and it's going to go dead.
Well, that was a chance for Great Britain. I think Gary Schofield chose the wrong option. He had Bobby Goulding along inside him, but somebody must have called at the final minute. And the touch judge is on now. Was Bobby Goulding interfered with off the ball when Schofield was about to pass to him? Certainly Goulding went to the ground. He began to complain. And it is, yeah, that's what's happened. And that may have been the reason, I think, why the ball was not passed to Bobby Goulding. This well worth looking at. And here we see Gary Schofield. He's got Goulding positioned perfectly outside him. Well, no, he'd already chosen to dummy. It's a high tackle. It's a head-high tackle off the ball, well spotted by the touch judge, and it's a tackle I think that Darryl Williams could well regret.
Well, I thought they may have a kick at penalty goal there, Great Britain, just to waste a bit of time, but no, they've elected to play on, and that's the quarter line. So now Great Britain with the final charge.
Well, Greg, I'm amazed. Less than 3 minutes to go. A kicker of Jonathan Davis' calibre and ability. You use 60 seconds up in a kick. He should have gone for goal, surely.
Well, now this is Jonathan Davis having a run, and he's 12 metres out. Now the pressure right on the Kiwis. Bobby Goulding, the little halfback, trying to find a way through. Almost slipped through too. The pressure on New Zealand. Great Britain lead by 11-10. They came into the match as underdogs, and Gary Schofield was going to try a drop goal.
You see, tactically, there's something wrong here. We're given a penalty goal with one of the finest kickers in world rugby. We play 2 more tacklers, and then we go for a drop goal. There's something wrong there.
Bob Bailey not looking too happy at the moment.
But Great Britain now have got to hang in there. They've got to tackle for dear life, and suddenly this Test series comes alive. And Great Britain, New Zealand, they've got to swing this ball about.
Nick out. Out it goes to Peter Brown.
That's no good for New Zealand. It's got to move. It's got to go through 3-4 pairs of hands. There's only the outside centres, the wingmen, who can win this match.
Well, they throw it to nobody now. The pressure getting to New Zealand in the dying minutes.
2 minutes to go. 1 point separating these two sides. 11 points to 10 for Great Britain. Everything one needed in a test match.
Now it's going to have to take the magic of someone like Kevin Edo or Gary Freeman to set something up, and they're going to turn Great Britain around again. The kick through by Dwayne Mann. And if Great Britain can hold on it for a set of 6 here, they may have won this test match.
That's all they have to do, Greg. They've got to hold on for these 6 tackles, play the first receiver. Dennis Betts knows what to do. Hold it here and then put that high ball up, deep and long. Seconds ticking away, less than a minute.
Paul Dixon. Yes, they're soaking up the time now. Gary Schofield throwing the dummy. Great Britain playing with confidence now. I think they've got the test match won. They lead by 11 points to 10. Daryl Powell in from the back line looking for a bit of work. That's the 5th tackle. What do they do here?
It doesn't matter where it goes, Greg, as long as it goes long and hard.
Well, Schofield, he's had a great game today. Tactically, he's been superb.
He's been the man of the match. And there he is. He's talking, he's urging them on. He's playing out of position, really. Chance.
Hanafa. Great Britain desperate now. There's the full-time siren. The crowd runs onto the park. It's all over.
So the final score, 11 points to 10, and Great Britain, who had come to New Zealand as the underdogs, had won the first crucial test. The game showed just how far British rugby has developed over the past few years and set the players and supporters alike into a mood of rejoicing, and gave the Kiwis plenty to think about before the second test. Next, the tourists travelled to Wellington and to what many predicted would be their strongest provincial opposition. In the first half, the tourists looked set to dispel that rumour.
That's the first try of the match. Jackson fumbles, has to have a run on his own. Now he gets it back to Fox. They throw it to the open side. Phil Clark gets it out to Smales. Smales diving for the line. Can he get it down? Yes. Between the posts. Mike Kawini. Good ball to Iwi. Out now to Peter Edwards on the charge. Eastwood in from the wing. Injured himself in that tackle as well. The ball's lying loose on the ground. They looked at it. Jonathan Davis, if he can keep the toe going, it's going to be a try. Yes, Jonathan Davis, as easy as that. Fox. Phil Clark. Back inside to Daryl Powell. Good work out to Devereaux. One over the top to David Lyne. Here's a try to Great Britain.
By half-time, Great Britain held a commanding lead, but in the second half, the Wellington team came alive and an upset began to seem possible.
Wellington desperate for points on the board. They trail by 12 points, and this time it's Morgan Edwards. They won't take it away from him. This time it's a try. Difficult conversion attempt for Jason Gilbert. It's swinging round beautifully. And now they spin it the other side to Lomax. He's held up now.
That's a very good run from John Lomax. And standing in a tackle offloading Morgan Edwards. Good play by Wellington. They're looking very good these last couple of minutes, Greg.
The 5th tackle. Harvey. It's a 5th tackle, but it's a penalty. Harvey throwing some punches in there. A flare-up of the Basin reserve. Gary Harvey wasn't happy about being held onto by one of the Great Britain players. Gilbert. Strikes it pretty well, but it's just, yes, it's there. That's the 5th tackle. Wellington trailing 4 points. Harvey, McGrubber kick through. Taganau's there. Can he keep it going? Jeffrey Taganau. So Jason Gilbert, the most important kick of this game. Strikes it pretty well. It's there. He's got Powell there. Daryl Powell. But he's thrown it straight to a CD Faimola for Wellington. Can he get it out to Aramoana? This should be the ball game. Will they catch Victor Aramoana? I don't think so. Victor Aramoana can win the game for Wellington well and truly now. He puts his hand in the air, dives, and it looks to be all over at the Basin Reserve.
At the final whistle, Wellington had done what the test side couldn't. They defeated Great Britain in the wet, 28 points to 22. Next stop, the North Island town of Rotorua and the hard-hitting all-Maori side.
Shelford down the blind, Nick Gow. Kawini, quick hands out to Morgan Edwards, out to Victor Moana. He props, trying to keep it alive. He's going to take the tackle eventually. Gibson and Viv back there. Nick Gow, Shelford, Tangana. Jeffrey Tangana, back inside it goes to Neville Ramsey. Chris Viv was there to tackle him. That's the fifth tackle, 10 metres out.
This is good rugby from the Maori. They're using the ball, they're using it to good effect, and they're using the pace on the outside.
And there's it, Tangana is in. A try, the first try of the match.
This is better. Now then, Great Britain have got to move it. That's a good ball from Schofield. Here's a fire now. What was I saying about a pass?
Keeping the ball alive, O'Fire. Still looks to be lacking a little bit of confidence in that ankle injury they raised. Still not stretching out the way we're used to it.
It's not 100% fit, but certainly he's the danger man, and that's a bad knock on by Trevor Watson. Referee Des Sullivan stating that the ball went behind.
So now the New Zealand Maori side with the task of running it out.
Great Britain have got to keep the Maori side down here now. They've got to put the tackles in. They've got to keep them 5 yards from this line. And they've got to pressure Edwards into kicking the ball.
Aramoana can't get away from Keith England. Now this is Mike Kawiti. Crossfield. And he's lost it. No. Look for a moment that he's lost it. Kelly Shelford. Kicking to open spaces. Bibbs back over the halfway line. And good chasing by Kelly Shelford and Paul Nahu.
But again, this Great Britain pack not getting back fast enough. And the penalty there, no doubt about it. Kelly Shelford kicking at the play the ball.
Paul Dixon. Haven't seen much of Dixon so far in this match. Eastwood in from the wing, looking for a bit of work. Won't get away from Barry Harvey. 10 metres out now. Gilding, Fox, out to Roy Powell. The big man is held up, 8 metres out.
Great Britain time and time again coming back inside, just playing this game. 5 of 6 metres either side of the ruck.
Gary Schofield having a go on his own. He's held up 2 metres out. So that's the fifth tackle. Gilding, the little grubber kick through. Bobby Gilding has been taken out of play. And it is a penalty to Great Britain. Paul Eastwood should be able to throw it over from there. Almost in front, and it's right between the upright. The New Zealand Maori leading by 8-2 after 10 minutes in the second half. Fox down the blind side, Schofield out to Lydon.
Of course, the Maori looking for their first ever win. 9 times they played Great Britain, 9 times they've been unsuccessful.
And there's Gary Schofield in the try.
8 points to 6 to Great Britain trailing.
What a great conversion. Great Britain leading by 10 points to 8, 15 minutes of play remaining. Now a chance for the New Zealand Maori side, but good defence there. That was Joe Lydon that moved up quickly on Kelly Shelford. Tangana, down the blind side they go. David Watson, now he's going to switch it back to the open side, trying to link up with the support. Roy Powell is there to tackle him. So the Maori not going forward at the moment, but now it's Barry Harvey.
Well spotted by Barry Harvey there. The gap was there behind the play the ball. And the Maoris now the best fielded in the second half. That's what we're saying.
No, it wasn't. It was Nick Gow. Out to Nahu. The fourth tackle.
And the crowd really getting behind them. Shelford, good long pass. That's good play from Watson.
And now he's in try. He's on the front corner. Oh, yes. Back to Joe Lydon. The midfield bomb by Lydon. Bomb back there. And he makes a mess of it. And a chance now for Great Britain. Derek Fox, he had a man outside. Back to Schofield. Over the top. Dennis Betts will score in the corner. That's a good comeback by Great Britain. Paul Eastwood moving in. Straight between the uprights.
A minute to go now here in this match. Great Britain just at 4-point lead, 16 points to 12. And the Maori got to get a try and a goal. Derek Fox will be keen to feed this scrum.
And he takes it out. Hands it over to Mike Gregory. Look at the skipper. What a great run. Gets away from Morgan Edwards. Where's the support? He's going to take the tackle. No, he gets it over there to Eastwood. And what a great
So the tourists came out winners, 20 points to 12, and in the final provincial game before the second test, Great Britain defeated Taranaki in appalling conditions by 24 points to 0. The Great Britain team were now favourites. 2 changes in the team, Bibb out, Dermott out, and Jackson and Powell in for safety. Coach Malcolm Riley will be relying on Davis' kicking ability again and for the forwards to counteract the strong forward lineup that New Zealand has presented. Only one change in the Kiwi team. Kemp is out and new cap Matthew Ridge moves to fullback. Williams then moves to the centre, and they present the same forward team led by Hugh McCann, the most capped Kiwi player. 29 tests, and this is his 51st game for the Kiwis.
Mount Smart Stadium is in superb shape for this test match, the second in the series. Can the Kiwis square it at 1-1 after the 1-point loss in Palmerston North? A good kick-off, and Jonathan Davis, the first touch of the ball for Great Britain. So New Zealand should have had it inside Great Britain territory, but now it's a Great Britain feed. The referee wants it in again.
Good battle between these two scrum halves. There's no love lost there between Goulding. Look at this, between Goulding and Freeman. My word, they don't like each other.
Penalty to New Zealand. Caught up in the scrum across the tunnel.
There's no need for that from Freeman, taunting youngster Goulding after that penalty.
Like most fans here, Ray, I'm just waiting to let Matthew Ridge have his first shot at goal to get the pressure off him. But differential penalty. But New Zealand in a great position. 10 metres out. The Wayne man will play it.
Certainly Great Britain put themselves under this pressure.
Now it's Brad Todd. Plenty of Great Britain defenders in there to stop the big man. It's touched a Great Britain hand, so it's back to 6. Todd will play it. Peter Brown out wide. Gets it back to Gary Freeman, but Goulding's in there again.
I can see a little flirt up between these two in the next 75 minutes.
Penalty to New Zealand. This is right in front of the uprights. Gary Freeman says thank you very much. A penalty, and it should be a gift, 2 points. And Matthew Ridge surely could not expect an easier first up kick in a test match. Straight between the uprights.
And I think that's a relief to that lad and a relief to a lot of people here in New Zealand. Suddenly I think the pressure will go off his shoulders.
It's on his feet, and the tap to be taken after that penalty. 10 metres inside New Zealand half.
Be a good battle here between the props. Brown, Todd, England and Skerritt. A lot of poundage there, and very, very keen to run at each other. But once again, Great Britain lost the ball.
Yes, and a big one over the top by Hugh McCann. Darryl Williams is out there. Up over the halfway line he goes.
Good tackle again by Schofield. Cover tackling.
Tawera Nikau. Out to McGann. He ducked under a swinging arm there from Keith England.
I think it was a good job Keith England didn't connect there, Greg.
Freeman. Horrow. Changing direction, trying to find a way through, but Betts is there as well as Gibson.
Interesting again here, Freeman doing all the distributing, sending it to the blind side or the open side. Good ball from Nikau.
And he got it back inside to Parnapa. He's held up about 12 metres out over on the far side. New Zealand 2, Great Britain 0. Peter Brown, quick hands, Dean Clark. He throws the dummy out to Williams standing flat-footed. Gets it out to Iro.
Should have come out first
tackle.
time.
Down the blind they go. Here's another penalty to New Zealand. Martin Afire penalised, not allowing the man to play the ball.
Well, referee Bill Harrigan there judging that Martin Afire interfered with the man playing the ball. This lad must think it's his birthday getting penalties like this.
Straight between the uprights again. 2 from 2 for Matthew Ridge, and New Zealand doing it nicely at the moment, leading Great Britain by 4 points to 0. Jackson at dummy half. Now Great Britain into a rare attacking position in the first half, but they're inside the New Zealand quarter line. Goulding out to Gregory, the double round with Goulding, out to Gary Schofield. He gets it out to Gibson, but Iro's there to wrestle him into the turf. 20 metres out.
And you see, as soon as Great Britain move this ball about, they begin to threaten.
Here's Jackson. 18 metres out.
It wants good early hands out here now to a fire up.
Here's a run by Gary Schofield, the big dummy right between the uprights. He sucked them in well and truly then, Gary Schofield. You just cannot give this man a centimetre because he'll take a kilometre. Oh, what a great dummy by Gary Schofield. And it's 4-all at Mount Smart.
And Greg, what we were saying about rugby, the Kiwis have had all the pressure, they've had all the ball in their hands, but just one touch of sheer magic from Schofield. Just look at that. Horo goes for the wrong man. He sees the line, the head's back, and it's a formality. 4 points.
No problem for Jonathan Davis. Right between the uprights. The 27-year-old from Widnes in his 4th test today has 1 from 1, and Great Britain leading by 6 points to 4. New Zealand trailing in the scrums by 4 to 6, and that's the score on the scoreboard as well. New Zealand trailing Great Britain 4 points to 6. Mike Gregory taking plenty of time getting up.
I think Great Britain...
Now Dixon has lost it. Brown keeping it alive now. Tony Uno. Quick hands. Right over the top. Surely Dean Clark. No, he's elected to go on the inside again.
Well, that's criminal. Clark took the wrong option. That's the second time in this match. He had a 3-to-1 overlap. Jonathan Davis was on his own out there and he came back inside.
Now it's left to Tony Uno to try and charge his way through. 10 metres out. New Zealand not taking the opportunities.
New Zealand are being offered the opportunities and then closing them down.
Now Peter Brown is out by the big prop. He's going to hold it up. They keep it alive now through Mark Hotto. Right out of support. Throws it back along the ground to Nick Gow. But this Great Britain defence is holding up. You've got to give the Lions credit for that. They've been under pressure all this first half. Again, out to Eno out wide, but Martin O'Fire is there.
This is a magnificent tackling performance from Great Britain. They've practised on the tackling pads in midweek.
But there's no line-up out there at all. It's left to Mark Hotto to try and find a way through. That's the 5th tackle. New Zealand trailing right on half-time. Has it been touched by a Great Britain player? One over the top. Kevin Uno's left it behind. But it's a penalty to New Zealand. Now, I'm not too sure about this one, but he played the advantage there. New Zealand leading 7-2 with the penalties. Straight between the uprights for Matthew Ridge. And that is, in fact, half-time at Mount Smart Stadium. Matthew Ridge, 6 points for New Zealand in the first half. Great Britain, their points coming through that fine individual effort, a try to Gary Schofield, which was converted by Jonathan Davis. So 6-all, what do you think about that scoreline, Ray?
Well, I think these lads coming off the field, Great Britain, will be upset about the number of penalties given and conceded. But also, I don't think Bob Bailey will be too pleased at the fact that they're going in drawing. To my mind, New Zealand should be going in about 22 points to 6.
Jonathan Davis, 1 from 1 with his goal kicking, and the second half is underway in this vital second test match at Mount Smart. Freeman out to Panapa, across field. Sam Panapa straightens up now.
And it wouldn't surprise me, Greg, if we saw a very early kick from the Kiwis.
Here's Nick Howe, a good strong run up to the quarter line. Brent Todd.
Great Britain tackling, very good, very solid. Keith England there already put something like 16 tackles into this game.
The left-footed kick by Matthew Ridge. And Lydon is back there. Won't get away from Dwayne Mann and also Gary Freeman. That should be the tactics in the second half. The New Zealanders dominated territorially in the first half, but they didn't dominate on the scoreboard. Now they have to rectify that situation. And so far, so good. They're pinning Great Britain down 20 metres out from the halfway line. Kelvin Skerritt.
And Great Britain lost 3 tackles there around that play the ball situation and not moved an inch.
Schofield, he's left it behind, and Mann has it for New Zealand. A quick turnover. Peter Brown's going to take it up. Almost to the quarter line. Brent Todd now, the Canberra Raider.
This Great Britain line still got to hold a lot of tackling, got to come out of this back 3. Betts, Dixon and Gregory.
Now it's Horo out wide. 18 metres out from the line, 6-all. Clark at dummy half. Here's Tony Eno in, but he's left it behind, the big winger. And Dennis Betts, his former Wigan teammate, will pick it up.
Good play by Bill Harrigan there, the referee, allowed advantage.
Well, New Zealand can't afford to let those opportunities slip. They let too many opportunities slip in the first half. And there's a good run by Paul Dixon. Geez, and on a second rower.
He works very hard, this Leeds lad. A grafter.
And again, Great Britain pinned from dummy half.
We're losing too many tackles around this dummy half. That's 4 in the last 6 sequence of 7.
There's Goulding, but Gary Freeman is there. That's the 5th tackle. Where's Lydon?
There he is. But you can see
Matthew Rees lets it bounce, and he's back there to pick it up.
You can see the difference there in the kick, the wind. That's the crucial factor now in the second half.
Now it's Ito. Out to his other winger, Whanapa. Freeman turning the Great Britain side around. And it's going to roll over the touchline, only 1 metre out.
That's a masterly kick by Gary Freeman, sensibly using this wind, really pinning Great Britain back. He knows that the only way Great Britain can get back at the other end is by running the ball.
Now Bobby Goulding will feed the scrum, a vital scrum this one. All the scrums so far have gone with the feed. New Zealand 4, Great Britain 7 in the scrum count. Here's Schofield, throws the dummy again. This time they won't fall for it. Clark and also Hotto.
I should think they've been warned about Schofield at half.
Great Britain have left it behind now. It's a New Zealand ball. So what can the Kiwis do with it this time?
That's a bad loss by Great Britain. The advantage now to the Kiwis.
10 metres out by Horrow. The charges are now. Brett Todd getting close to the line. He's never scored a test try. He's 5 metres out. The crowd roars, getting behind the team. Todd back now to Horrow. There's no way through there. This Lions defence has been pretty good all day. Freeman. Quick hands, Cavanero, he's thrown it to Hugh McGann, who's left it behind. He's been picked up by Carl Gibson. So again, the New Zealanders turning the ball over.
And I think it's the pressure of this Great Britain defence that's causing New Zealand to lose the ball. They're moving up very, very quickly.
Now New Zealand have it again. They keep it alive. Tony Ito has it. The big man picks up some speed. He won't get through. A good tackle from Dixon. That's the quarter line. Freeman out now to Cavanero. He's keeping it to himself. 15 metres out from the line now.
And that's a good tackle there by Keith England as well. Kevin Ero looking for the game.
Tony Ito, well, the plan obviously is to bring him into the game, no doubt. He's been well and truly involving himself so far in the second half. Peter Brown, good ball, out to Hugh McGann. The Kiwis just can't score.
Just how long can this Great Britain line hold out, Greg?
Now it's Brett Todd. Dixon was there, and that's the 5th tackle. Darryl Williams out to Freeman. The little grubber kick through. It's touched a Great Britain player, and they have it cleaned up. Now it's lying loose on the ground. Mike Gregory was back there, and it's going to be a goal drop out. Freeman, Nick out, back to Freeman, the double round. We saw a few of them in the first half, and now it's Hugh again. Got a good ball out to Cavanero. The big son who's got Gary Freeman there over the top, but Schofield was there and read it brilliantly.
And just look at the man who read the situation there, Gary Schofield.
It'll be a New Zealand feed so they can keep the pressure on, but they must convert this territorial advantage into points. Out to Dean Clark, trying to find a way through the middle. No room there. Freeman at dummy half.
Great Britain just clinging on here. They've got to cling in.
Now they spin at the blind side. They go out to Horrow. He's held up. He's 1 metre out. And I think he's lost it. Yes, it's Britain ball. So again, New Zealand failing to score the try that they've been looking for.
If Great Britain win
one of the Great Britain players is down in back play. Bobby Goulding takes it out.
If Great Britain win this game, they can count these 6 forwards up front, the work that they've done, because this defence is absolutely magnificent.
Schofield takes it out. It was Paul Dixon, the man that was flattened in back play, but the referee says play on. Now it's Jackson finding some move up the middle. A good run by the hooker.
There's a lot of courage, there's a lot of grit, there's a lot of determination in this Great Britain pack. They're not lying down, they're taking the game back, but that's the changeover.
And Matthew Ridge takes it away. Oh, this Great Britain defence is fired up, and they'll need to be to hold New Zealand out. They've managed to do it so far.
Suddenly, Greg, this test match has moved up about 10 or 15 notches.
Only 7 minutes gone in the second half, and it seems like an eternity. We've had so much action so far in the second spell.
Leave it, play it, play it.
Play it, says the referee.
Leave it.
Dean Clark picked it up well. The double round with Clark. Throws the dummy. But this defence is holding firmly. A very professional performance by the Great Britain defence. And Norro's put it down. Great Britain leading the scrum count by 8-5. They've got the feed this time as well through Bobby Goulding. 6-all the score.
One of the advantages of fitness, usually with the tourists, and they certainly need it now. Now then, what's bringing Dixon out for? Is this another penalty kick for Matthew Ridge? Certainly Mike Gregory's very concerned about this.
Penalty to New Zealand. It's straight between the uprights. So, what will happen now? Will New Zealand go on with it after dominating territorially? Or will this Lions defence continue to be fired up? Up over the halfway line. Gregory taps it forward, no marker. Cavanilo's there though to wrestle him into the turf. Heavy defence there from the New Zealanders. Bounces out of a couple, gets it back to Betts. Knockbacks is the referee.
A little spirit coming back in the Great Britain side. They've taken a pounding, they've taken a hammering. This is better now, moving it better.
Scarrett out wide. Got a good ball back to Joe Lyden. Inside. Jonathan Davis, 3 Kiwi defenders there to wrap him up. Schofield. Got away from Peter Brown, Gary Schofield. Here's Dennis Betts, a try underneath the post. What a great comeback by this Great Britain side. Bad defence by New Zealand. They paid the penalty.
And it's that man, Gary Schofield again, who puts Betts in. And you know, that's about only the second or third chance Great Britain have had in this game. But Schofield, he's very strong. Brown has him, he doesn't hold him. He gets away. Good support play. Supreme support play there from Betts. And it's a try. And again, what seems an easy kick for Davis. But they've all got to go over that crossbar. It does. 12 points to 6 then for Great Britain and the Union Jacks. Flying at last.
Yes, 12 points to 8. So Davis, another easy conversion for him. Him again, takes it out, gives it away to Gary Freeman, over to Sam Conopa. Cover defence was there as well as Jonathan Davis. 12 points to 8. Great Britain lead as the Kiwis charge again. We've seen them down here so often in this test match and they still haven't scored that elusive try. Peter Brown.
You see, look, once again there, Brown, he has the ball, the opening's there, no one running off him.
Dean Clark, switch of play, Nick Howe, throws a dummy, gets a good one out to Horo, can he hold on? Yes! That's a try to New Zealand, put it down to great work from Tawera Nick Howe, the fumble by Horo, but gee, he did well to regain it.
That was a good try. Nick Howe once again putting in the work. Good play, good quick hands here. As Nick Howe takes the ball, lovely footballer. Gregory just moves to one side. A fumble, but it's there.
It's swinging round. No, not quite. A great attempt by Matthew Ridge, but it's 12-all here.
That was a good attempt. Very, very good attempt. He flighted it well. Just the wind at the end, just taking it away from that right-hand pin. But what a test match we've got on our hands now, Greg.
Goulding. Now it's Schofield. Always something on when Gary Schofield has the ball.
Notice Dennis Betts following him again, looking for a second try.
Bobby Goulding. The grubber kick through. Tony Ito taking his time to get back there. Ridge gets there first. Takes on Martin Offiah, and Offiah wrestles him into the turf.
And that was
almost on the halfway line. Now it's Tony Ito across field. Straighten up, lad.
I don't think I've seen a Great Britain pack tackle as well as this since 1988 in that third test victory over Australia. The front row especially are really pounding him. And Roy Powell there warming up. I think possibly Coach Mal really thinks one or two of this pack may be tiring. He needs a fresh man on.
Well, a kick there from Dwayne Mann, which sends Leighton back in goal. Good chasing by Panapa and also Hono. New Zealand need to keep Great Britain down here now. Davis, a great turn of speed. He's got support inside. Bobby Goulding ducked under one.
Superb run there by Jonathan Davis, just showed what he can do when he comes in midfield. And Nicola Goulding coming more and more into this game.
Well, we have a test match on our hands here. Dennis Betts out wide. Dennis Betts has got a fire. They're holding on to a fire in back play.
And that certainly should have been a penalty. Martin Offiah was being held back there.
Now Great Britain have the Kiwi defence stretched. Daryl Powell on fire. He's left it behind. Oh, this is great.
But was Martin
tension
Offiah
here in this second and vital test match.
Was Martin Offiah interfered with again? He certainly was the first time. Betts couldn't get the ball to him.
Well, New Zealand come away with it. It's 12-all. And a penalty for New Zealand now. Not allowing the man to play the ball.
Well, Mr. Harrigan once again adjudging that Great Britain lying on the man. And that's certainly relief for New Zealand. Great Britain certainly showed there that they have that speed out wide to trouble the Kiwis.
12-all the score into the last quarter. Horo allowed to play on. Mark Horo up to the quarter line he goes. Well, the play going from one end of the field to the other.
There are some very tired forwards out there.
Freeman inside.
Who will last the longer?
Punch in there from Bobby Goulding.
Well, just look at Goulding's eye. Someone's hit Goulding as well. The two of them, these two half-backs, they're like little terriers at each other.
Referee Bill Harrigan. In there was Steve O'Grady, the touch judge.
And really, the side that keeps its head, the side that keeps its discipline, this is the side that will win this test match.
But a penalty to New Zealand. Let's have a look at this again as Matthew Ridge lines up another penalty attempt.
Well, here is Nicol Freeman now. He comes in, he cops a tackle off Goulding. Well, does Goulding connect with anything there? I can't see it.
I think he got him for a swinging arm first of all early on the tackle. Kelvin Skerritt
should have been brought out. It should have been Kelvin Skerritt. But certainly not very much went on between the two half-backs.
And Ray, I saw a little swinging arm from Goulding early on.
But whatever happens, it's the referee who's in charge. He's the man who gives the decision, and that's what you've got to abide by. And Mal really certainly will be upset at these penalties being given away, for whatever reason.
It's straight between the uprights. New Zealand hit the front again, 14 points to 12. Matthew Ridge, his 5th goal today, hit his debut. Now, can New Zealand hold on? Well, there's Sean Irwin. New Zealand must pin Great Britain down in their own quarter. Great Britain, we know they've got the speed out wide and the forwards to do the job to get up into a try-scoring position. Schofield directing the traffic again. Kelvin Skerritt out wide. Skerritt breaks a great break. Time to Gary. Schofield into Daryl Powell. Great Britain, Martin Offiah's there. They won't catch Martin Offiah. Caminito, Martin Offiah. He's going to score his first try in New Zealand. Look at Malcolm Reilly. He's happy. Keith England, Phil Larder, the assistant coach. Well, it's been a long time coming for Martin Offiah, but what a great runaway try.
And hasn't he just threatened that? Just look at this football. What a power break from Kelvin Skerritt. Real powerhouse forward. Waited a long time for that. Good support play. Schofield's in again. Daryl Powell. Now this is centre play supreme. He looks around. Offiah has difficulty. Now this is sheer pace. Kevin Iro's going as fast as he can, but the Greyhound goes away. His first try in New Zealand.
Doesn't strike it very well, but his team is still in front. We still have a test match on our hands here. Great Britain now leading by 16 points to 14. Malcolm Ruley. About 7 minutes remaining in the second half. Freeman with the feed.
6 more tackles to the Kiwis.
Tony Kemp. That's tackle 1.
Great Britain got a tackle for their dear life here now. That's tackle number 2.
Lonigan. Now Freeman. Out to Huey McGann, the skipper. Tony Kemp slips over as Roy Powell comes to him. And they've lost it. And that could be the series.
That was a bad loss. That was a bad loss. All credit there to Roy Powell. And Great Britain have got to hug this ball for dear life. Gregory's doing the right thing, taking it away from acting halfback. Led by a skipper. I think Jackson will do the same. No, he doesn't.
Keith England, 10 metres short of halfway. Down the blind side.
1 minute to go. 60 seconds in this second test match. Great Britain leading 16 points to 14.
Sean Owen waiting for it at dummy half. Skerritt taking plenty of time. This will be the first time that Skerritt's lasted the distance on the tour of New Zealand anyway. Almost to the halfway line now. This is Sean Owen. Great Britain taking plenty of time. They need to hold it for 6, but now Schofield's going to turn them around. Inside the last minute now, Tony Iro comes up to Martin Offiah. Low push off Offiah, but he gets it back to Matthew. 8 metres short of halfway.
Great Britain have got to keep the Kiwis down here, and New Zealand have got to move the ball out wide.
They do that now through McGann. Out to Mark Hono. Up over the halfway line he goes. They need field position.
Coming up to the time for the hooter now. Desperate stuff here from New Zealand.
Peter Brown, the big prop. Will there be support this time? Back inside it goes. They're keeping it alive. Dwayne Mann. Held up.
And equally desperate stuff, Greg, here from the Great Britain tacklers. Just some very tired men out there.
Now waiting for it is Tony Kemp. Down to Gary Freeman. Huey McGann. Can he pull something out of the bag for his team? They've left it behind. But Iro has it. Tony Iro. But there's a knock on in there, and that may be the end of it. Yes, it's all over. The series has been won by Great Britain. They've won the second test by 16 points to 14 over New Zealand, scoring 3 tries to 1. You can't take it away from them. It's been one of the best defensive efforts I've seen in a test match for quite some time.
And the joy on those players' faces. It's all the work, all the pressure. They've had a lot of problems as this tour has gone on. But just look where Mal really goes, to Gary Schofield. He's the man that's made it clear. Kelvin Skerritt finished his first 80 minutes in New Zealand, but what an 80 minutes he's played. And Matthew Ridge there must be disappointed, but Great Britain win the series. They were the underdogs when they came out. No one gave them a chance. And these young Lions have done it.
Against all odds, the Lions secure their second test win and the series, but their final game started with a crucial upset.
Down the blind side now, Gregory. Good ball out to Daryl Powell. Beautiful ball back inside to Gregory. Here's a chance. Bobby Goulding's out of the open. He's got he seems to pop up every time there's an opportunity.
And he's dropped it, Greg. Whoa, what a disaster. No try. That was a perfect try. Might well Mal really looked perplexed. Might well he looked concerned, because a certain 4 points has gone begging there. Martin Offiah dropped the ball over the line. Just look here. Daryl Powell gets a beautiful ball away to Mike Gregory. He's got little Bobby Goulding in the sidelines there. Goulding could have scored this ball try himself, but he has Offiah outside. Offiah's got the pace, and really that should be all over. Now then, he should dive down Australian style. He doesn't, and he drops the ball. Well, another try gone begging there, but for the bounce of the ball, Greg.
Demmett at dummy half. Schofield. Out to Powell. Straight up the middle goes Roy Powell. Bobby Goulding spending 10 minutes in the sin bin.
And he looks to have a black eye himself, doesn't he?
Keith England to the quarter line. Here's a chance for Great Britain. They're down by 2 points to nil. Schofield, will he throw the big dummy? No, yes he does. Gary Schofield, they've fallen for it again. I don't believe it, 2 weeks in a row. Gary Schofield, that great dummy, and that is 100 points in Test football for Gary Schofield. 100 points, a century for the master in this Great Britain team.
Well, surely the Kiwis must have watched videos of the first and second test. How cheeky can you be? It's outrageous. The big dummy, the dash, the strength, round Freeman and round Ridge, and it's 100 points in Test rugby for Gary Schofield. Surely the man of the series, this man, Greg.
Has all the ball skills, and he has the pace over a short distance in particular. Ridge was across there, but he had the momentum to go in and score Great Britain's first try.
And he's got the pace too. Once he's made the dummy, just look how he'll move away. There's the dummy, sends the 2 forwards. They really must feel guilty. And then that sudden acceleration that takes him round Freeman and leaves Ridge struggling as well. That's class play.
Pretty well right in front of the uprights. About 44 metres out from the posts.
And he'll be looking for this one.
Second attempt for Jonathan Davis. It's got the legs, has it got the direction? Yes! A good goal from Jonathan Davis. Great Britain now leading by 6 points to 2. 19 minutes gone in the first half of this third and final test. Well, that's the quarter line. Great Britain territory. Can the Kiwis score a try? Tawera Nikau making every attempt. Back inside it goes to Freeman, but a bit of a hospital pass that one. He was well and truly wrapped up by Lydon and Betts, but they spin it wide again. Hugh McGann's out there. It goes to Daryl Williams. Here's a chance. Kemp, he's struggling to hold on to it. Can he get it down? Yes! Between the posts. Tony Kemp back in the Kiwi starting 13 after missing out on the second test. He was a replacement there, and he got a couple of minutes at the end of the game, making the most of his opportunities today.
A good try this, and it shows again how the Kiwis can score from close in. Sheer power running by Daryl Williams, and then Kemp, a big lad, in his first game at standoff, he takes some holding. They can't hold him.
Yes, good move there to bring it back inside, and Daryl Williams has really been storming onto the ball out wide. And he nearly put it down there, but just managed to hang on to it. And really, it's just sheer strength from Kemp. Look, he put his head down, he could see the line. He wasn't going to be stopped at all. Straight between Gregory and also Bobby Goulding. Well, there's a try scorer, Tony Kemp, and it has been converted by Matthew Ridge right in front of the uprights. No problem there. So the Kiwis in front at QE2 Park, 8 points to 6. That's the distance for Matthew Ridge, his third attempt. Straight between the uprights. Oh, the man's in great touch. 3 from 3 for Matthew Ridge. New Zealand now leading by 10 points to 6 over the Great Britain Lions. No problem for Matthew Ridge. 4 from 4 for this classy fullback. Prolific goal kicker. 12 points to 6. The Kiwis lead Great Britain. 1 metre inside Great Britain territory. New Zealand lost their way a little bit there, but now they spin it wide. Daryl Williams gets a good ball out to Matthew Ridge. He's got Sammy Panabab.
That's a good tackle by Jonathan Davis there.
Now it's Richard dummy half back to Gary Freeman. Peter Brown bursting onto it. The big crop back it goes to Tawera Nikau. He's in underneath the post. Brilliant stuff by New Zealand. They're running hot today.
That's magnificent rugby, and how well those Kiwi supporters should be delighted. 16 points to 6, and what a try there from Tawera Nikau. He really is my man of the match so far. He runs, he passes, and just watch him move onto this ball here. Peter Brown again, sleight of hand in the pack. There's Nikau, wrong foot's Powell, straight through Daryl Powell's tackle, and poor old Gregory carried over the line again. Magnificent try, but just look how it comes off Peter Brown's pass. That's what's been lacking in the first 2 tests. Nikau does the running here, the try.
Keith England, 18 metres inside the Kiwi territory now. Paul Dixon. Now, Goulding has a line-up, the double round, the switch of play back inside to Dennis Betzer. Ray, I get the feeling that if New Zealand can score the next points, it might be all over, but it'll be interesting to see what happens if Great Britain can put points on the board. Well, now Gary Schofield throws a dummy and goes back inside to Daryl Powell. He links up with Roy Powell, and Roy Powell's going to score.
And that's exactly the sort of rugby that I've been urging Great Britain to play. They have the football, they have the skills, and in Gary Schofield they have the one man on this field to really turn this game round. 20 points to 10 and still everything to play for. Here it is, you see, Schofield breaking out wide again. Once again, Freeman can't get to him. Now this is well taken by Powell. By Roy Powell, there he is, the big forward striding out. Good pace there from Roy Powell. Good try.
And there's the extra 2 points by Jonathan Davis. New Zealand 20, Great Britain 12. Great Britain leading in the scrums by 5-2, all of them with the feed. And this will be a Great Britain feed after New Zealand knocked it on there. And down the blind side they go. Mike Gregory throwing dummies all over the place. He's got a fire out by Martin O'Farrill. He's in! Yes, it's a try to Great Britain. He has electrifying speed, Martin O'Farrill, and this has really made a test match of this one. 20 points to 16 now, New Zealand leading, but the pressure well and truly on.
Tremendous pace and a beautiful pass out there. But just look at the fire he's faced with 1, 2 men. He's round Iro, he's round Ridge, and that's real pace. Just like a bullet from a gun. Good pass here from Gregory, gets it out of the tackle. Now just watch Iro here. 1, he's round Iro. 2, Ridge isn't there, and it's down. Well, he certainly put the ball down this time, didn't he? He's just like an electric hair. You can't give this man an inch.
Plenty of concentration, and this has really set the scene for an exciting finish to this test match. Been non-stop really all the way from the initial kick-off. Straight between the uprights, a sensational conversion by Jonathan Davis, so just 2 points the difference now.
That was a crunching tackle there from Paul Dixon, and I think he's gone over on his ankle there, Freeman.
Morgan Edwards from dummy half, the Wellington skipper. Surely if New Zealand can hold it for the 6 tackles, it'll be all over. That's 2
seconds ticking away.
He holds on to it.
It's worth a drop goal from the Kiwis. Surely they'll be setting up somebody like Freeman or Matthew Ridge.
Well, they're going to spin it wide out to Dean Lonergan, taking on the defence. He's held up only about 5 metres out.
Good defence here from Great Britain. They've got to tackle for their lives.
There's a drop goal attempt from Hume again. It's straight between the uprights. Surely that is the ball game. I don't think there'll be enough time now for Great Britain. The crowd running onto the field. 21 points to 18. New Zealand leading Great Britain. The crowd running on. And there's the siren sounds just in time. It's all over at QE2 Park. There's the replay. Hume again, taking the Kiwis out to a 3-point victory. Sensational game of rugby league. To think that the Kiwis looked so dominant in the first half, taking a 12-point lead into the break, and then we saw 2 tries, 2 conversions by Great Britain in the second half, just a penalty and a drop goal to the Kiwis in the second half. So you've got to give credit to the Lions. They didn't give up. There's Gary Schofield there. He's had a great series, certainly my man of the series, but full honour really to this New Zealand side. Matthew Ridge, 6 from 6. He didn't equal the New Zealand record for points in a test against Great Britain, but who cares today? 6 from 6, 100% there.
That was a tremendous match, there's no doubt about it. The rugby was good.
The tour put Britain firmly in the minds of New Zealand League fans, proving that European Rugby League has come of age internationally and provided us with some spectacular tries from a team that arrived here as the Dogs.
Here's a run by Gary Schofield, the big dummy right between the uprights. He got away from Peter Brown, Gary Schofield. Here's Dennis Betzer, try underneath the post. What a great comeback by this Great Britain side. Points to 0. Schofield, will he throw the big dummy? No, yes he does. Gary Schofield, they've fallen for it again. I don't believe it, 2 weeks in a row. And goes back inside to Daryl Powell. He links up with Roy Powell, and Roy Powell's going to score. And And down the blind side they go. Mike Gregory throwing dummies all over the place. He's got a fire out wide. Martin O'Farrill is in. Yes, it's a try to Great Britain.